Hey everyone, this is Dylan, and today we're going to be doing a movie review for you guys. So the movie I'm reviewing today is Pinata, Survival Island, aka Demon Island. And I don't know, this movie apparently has a couple different names. I have the DVD right there, and my DVD says Pinata, Survival Island. And I was looking it up. You can stream this movie currently, as of today, on Tubi, and it is Demon Island. So I'm like, what is going on here? The reason I'm doing this movie today is because this movie takes place over Cinco de Mayo. And so happy Cinco de Mayo for anybody that is celebrating the Mexican independence. I think that maybe this is not the movie to watch for that. This is a horror film that takes place over Cinco de Mayo, and that's really kind of the only horror film I know that takes place over Cinco de Mayo. So I was like, you know what? Let's do this for the occasion. So let's get right on into the synopsis. So this movie starts with a kind of sepia-toned introduction to this ancient South American people who are having a lot of issues. So they are having issues with crops not growing. I believe they also said that there is some sort of infection going on. We found out that they have decided that they are going to build a pinata, and this pinata is not like a normal pinata. It is made out of clay, and it is going to help them remove the evil from their little settlement. So it takes a long time for this pinata to be made, but once it's made, then the shaman of the town, or the shaman of the village, goes to each individual member of this village and draws out the evil that is within them and places it inside of the pinata. So then after all of this is done, they take this pinata and they drop it in the river. And it floats down the river, and all the evil is now out of this village. And so all the evil that is trapped in this pinata is good in this pinata unless it is broken, which then the evil spirits and evil things that live inside this pinata will come out and wreak havoc, which this is a horror movie, so you kind of know where this is going. So that was in ancient times. Then we fast forward to present day, which is like 2001, I think, is when this came out. So we are on this island, which is the property of Woodson University. It's the home of a future oceanic research facility. And they have a annual Cinco de Mayo scavenger hunt. I believe this is the 12th edition of it. And it is with fraternity and sorority members who are coming to basically search for underwear on this island, and whoever wins gets $20,000, which insane. And half of it goes to the charity of their choice, and the other half of it goes to their houses for improvements. So I think technically the way that it works is that they are split into a fraternity and sorority each. And so I would think that the prize money is $5,000 to each house for improvements, $5,000 to each charity. So it kind of works out that way. But we see the fraternity and sorority members come onto this island. It's very much filmed like Survivor, and where the characters are being brought in on these little rafts, but they're having a lot of fun. They have like super soakers, and they're throwing stuff at each boat, and then they get onto the island, and we have our two judges who are apparently alumni of certain... There's a alumni of a fraternity and of a sorority. And at first I thought that it was that they were all part of the same fraternity and sorority, but it looks like there's kind of like these representatives from each of the major fraternities and sororities at this campus, I guess, and they're here to play the scavenger hunt. So the judges have hid 2,500 pairs of men's and women's underwear all around this island. Whoever can collect the most before dinner will win the prize money, which seems like a lot if you're going to an island and that's all you're doing. But I don't know. This could be like a super rich public or private university. And so each group is paired up, and like our main characters that we have are Kyle and Tina, who are exes, and they of course get paired up. And part of the thing is that they get handcuffed together, and so that's part of the scavenger hunt. They say go, everyone goes, start finding the underwear. And there's also a thing that says if you find a pinata and you break it open, there will be like those little shots of alcohol. And so people are on the hunt for that, and they're on the hunt for the underwear. So of course, as one group is searching around, they happen to find the pinata from the beginning that is filled with all the evil spirits. And the one girl thinks that it is a pinata that was from one of like the previous scavenger hunts, and they just never found it. And that she's like, there's got to be some good stuff. Who knows what they put in there a long time ago. So the guy is like, all right, let's crack this open. They crack it open, and it releases the evil spirits into this group. And that's where I'm going to leave the synopsis. I mean, this movie isn't very filled with spoilers, so I won't have a spoiler section for this, but you kind of get the gist. It's basically a slasher movie, and these kids get taken out one by one until the end, and then they fight back. This is a watchable movie, but it's not like revolutionizing anything. I'll say that. There are some very interesting kills, but there's also some not interesting kills. Like the pinata itself bashes, kind of clubs these people. There is one really good kill where somebody gets their head chopped off, and there is one where also somebody gets the crotch ripped out, which interesting. So there are some kind of interesting kills here, but this does play out like a slasher, and our pinata is the killer. This movie has some glaring CGI in it. And I was reading about this movie a little bit, and the pinata itself apparently was all filmed practically. There was a rubber suit that somebody wore, and they portrayed the pinata. And so there is elements of that still in here, especially towards the beginning where the pinata, it's pretty normal, and it looks like they have just plussed this character with CGI elements, because this pinata has like cracks all over it, and they kind of almost have like a lava feel to it. So that's just plus. So it's really not too bad. It isn't until like later in this movie that the CGI gets real weird, when the pinata kind of does this like evolution thing to this monster that looks very much like the monsters from Scooby-Doo live action, the first one. So the CGI is very questionable. Like, I think that this pinata would be killer if it was in like a video game, but having it in the middle of like an actual movie, CGI is just not good, and it's kind of like sci-fi level budget of CGI, so just keep that in mind if you decide to watch this film. And then another interesting thing that I noticed about this movie is it's like the who's who of 90s TV boyfriends. So like the two big characters in this movie is Jamie Presley, who I don't think had really done a ton at the time that this movie was made, but it has Nicholas Brennan in it, who is kind of like the love interest on Buffy, and he's like one of the main characters. And then he's not one of the main characters, but we have the love interest of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Harvey. I don't remember what the actual guy's name is. I'll put a picture of him up here, but he is also in this, and he's not there's like no mention of him in any of the, like, normally on this like DVD cover or anything like that, he would be on there because he was a big star in the time. I think Sabrina was still going on while this movie, or when this movie came out, so it's like, why didn't they use him to promote it, even if he doesn't have like a huge role in this? I don't know, I couldn't tell you, but I did think that that was kind of interesting. So this movie is not the worst. I think that you could probably have a lot of fun with this movie. It is like a real big like party movie, I would say, that has that kind of element to it, because they are doing a scavenger hunt. They are college kids. They are looking for underwear. So there's a little bit of that kind of party element to it, but it doesn't revolutionize anything. It is a pretty typical run-of-the-mill slasher. It does have a little bit of an interesting backstory, but it's all right. I think I gave this either a 2.5 or 3 stars out of 5. I think it was 2.5, but it's definitely one that I would watch, and I've watched this several times before, but I would definitely watch it again if in a couple of years when I forget all about it, and then I'll be like, oh, I kind of remember thinking that that wasn't too bad, so let me give this a watch again. So I'd recommend checking it out, but don't expect too much, and just have fun on the ride. But that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below if you have seen Pinata Survival Island, or Demon Night, or Demon Island, or whatever you want to call it. And remember, if you're not already subscribed and you'd like to be, please hit that subscribe button down below and give this video a like if you liked it. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great day. Bye.